Hey everybody, welcome to Walkabout Europe. Thank you so much for all your comments and tips. I read through everything, and in the end I decided, yes, to go to League One. But we are not at Monaco. Ha ha! Fooled you, I know! Instead, today we are going to take the pitch with, drumroll please, Paris Saint-Germain. I know, PSG. Isn't that crazy? Now, we're not managing PSG per se, but we are going to play against them. So, obviously, there's a lot to fill you in on. I hope you'll stick around. We got a lot of things to talk about. We'll check out the exercise circle, and we're going to be playing our first match with our new team against PSG. And who could it be? So we are here, everybody. Let me explain. First of all, it was really interesting reading everybody's comments. We're trying to make a move. Do we stay at St. Gallen one more season, or do we move to Monaco and take the job at Monaco? And there was nothing else on the horizon. And about the first 7 or 8 people that posted all said we should stay at St. Gallen, and they have really good reasons. So I was thinking, oh, well, that's okay, we'll just stay at St. Gallen. That seems pretty obvious. And I wasn't really running a vote, but it seemed pretty clear that everybody wanted to stay at St. Gallen. And like the next 7 or 8 people all said, you should really move because, and they gave great reasons. And so I read everything and I read everything and I read everything again. And then I decided, yeah, as much as, going to Monaco and then going into Italy for the end of the series for the 5th team and then making a push for Champions League or something like that, if that's the last place we go, would be really fun. I didn't want to limit the series to just going to Italy, and it would have been really hard to get anywhere else. So then I said, yeah, screw it. We're just going to stay at St. Gallen and see if anything pops up. Then like a week later in game time, this one job opened up in League One, and I applied, and we got it. And so now, here we are at AS Saint-Étienne. And I'm pretty happy. It's a lot less than Monaco. Monaco is $50,000 a year, right? And Saint-Étienne is like $17,000 a year in our contract and stuff like that. But if we look at how they placed over the past 2 years, our expectations, right, are to finish top half. And we'll take a look at these as we go forward in more detail. But the season hasn't started yet. It starts today. And if we look back on last season, they just missed Europe by finishing in 7th place. Season before that, they were 8th place, and somehow they finished in 8th place, and they got this UEL, which is Europa, some kind of Europa League. They must have won a cup, right, or something like that. Then they were 9th place. So they've been consistently 6th place, Europa League 2 in 2021-22, and then 5th place. So they've ranged anywhere from 5th place to 9th place, and they've got a few whiffs of European football. And the expectations again this year in Club Vision are that we finish in the top half, and in the Coupe de France reach the quarterfinal, which is a minimum. And that's pretty much it. Some developed players with the youth system and stuff like that. Minimum 3-year contracts for first-year players. So I thought this was pretty good. And let's take a look now at the map and how it impacted our miles and stuff like that. We've used, well, let's take a look. I'll show you. Let me. This will be better than just talking about it. So let's jump now and take a look at the map. So let's take a look and see what happened with our accumulated miles so far and how much we burned up in the move to Saint-Étienne. So here we are in St. Gallen, and here, if we zoom right in on the middle of our pitch here, we can see that this is, I've dropped a marker right on the center of the pitch. So now we're going to come up and we're going to search for Stade Geoffroy in Guichard, which is in Saint-Étienne. We're going to search for that, and here it is. So now we're going to drop right down here into the very middle of the pitch. We're going to right click here and we're going to put distance to here. And what we can see is that it is exactly 269 miles, 0.934 to the middle of the pitch. And just by coincidence, this morning, our circle hit 269 miles. So we're like 0.7 of a mile short. And then I just played pickleball with my wife, and now I've got like 4 miles today, so we have enough miles to make the move. So it is official. That leaves us with 3 miles left on this circle. Let's zoom out a little bit here and just take a kind of a quick look and see what it looks like here. So the good thing, though, about that is, now it's not perfect, right? So here we are. here's what the map looks like. So this is a 270-mile circle. So roughly, when we get 270 miles again, if I just kind of drag this around, I'll draw a circle in our upcoming episodes. We're getting the northwest corner of Italy, which is good. But we get down closer to Spain. So it's definitely closer to a place like Barcelona in this kind of northern chunk of Spain. 270 miles gets us right back up to kind of the edge of Germany, the southern part of Germany and stuff like that. So we got some work to do. But the thing I liked about this move is that it's not limiting us just to kind of Italy. I feel like now Spain's a possibility. If we're going to be here 2 years, we're going to be getting into Germany, Belgium, Netherlands. Conceivably, if we were to stay 3 years, it's, how far is it here to 100, 200, 300, 400 miles to the southern tip of England. So that's probably 3 seasons if we keep it going. So got some work to do. We got to put the boots down on the ground and start racking up some miles here, though, because we have a ways to go. So it's not a perfect location, but I do like it a lot better than down here in Monaco, which really would have made it hard to get back up into Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Spain, and stuff like that. So we're here. Now let's check out our team. So let's jump in now and take a look at what we got. And I have to confess, it's not as good as it seemed before I took the job. So there's a few stories to tell. And basically, the end result of these stories is everybody's angry with me. And we're kind of screwing things up here at the start. And I'm hopeful we can sort it out. But it hasn't been the best start in the first week and a half here at Saint-Étienne. So first of all, let's start with one story here. And there's just two, really, I think, altogether. Let's start with one story here. Transfer history. This guy right here, Jose Thomas. 20 years old, value of 44 million pounds, current ability 3.5, 4. I mean, look at these numbers, 17 finishing. So when I was looking at saying, do I want to take the Saint-Étienne job, I looked at this guy and I said, oh my God, this guy is great. This guy's fantastic. I'm going to take it because, I mean, we can build a team around this striker. I mean, this guy's he's a wonder kid, super young, already elite level striker, scored 12 goals last year, and he's just going to get better. So when we showed up then, unfortunately, he had a transfer arranged with Dortmund, and he was leaving the next day. And so I went up to him and I said, can we try to convince you to stay? And he said, the only way you could convince me to stay is if you promise me Champions League. And I said, I will promise you Champions League. And then he said, yep, I'm leaving. And so I think the game's kind of screwed up there. But anyway, so the next day, the transfer went through. We got, the good thing is we got, I think, 40 million from this or 50 million or something like this. So if we look at our finances, we have 36 million left. And I've bought a few players since then. Our wage budget's 800,000, which is pretty good. So we got room for, I'm going to shift some of this into wages, and we still have money to buy players and stuff like that. So that's good. But we lost him to Dortmund. And then the rest of the team was mad for me for selling him. So they had a team meeting and they were all upset because we let this player. We didn't have any strikers. What are you doing? Why are you selling our attacker? And I'm like, I didn't do this. It's not my fault. But the game really isn't distinguishing from that. So not the best start with the club, but it gets worse because I kind of screwed up a couple of other things. If we look here up on home, we'll notice this guy here, Daniel Podence, who I failed to offer him a new contract. So he came up a few days after that and he said, I told the previous managers, and I'm telling you this too, I want more money. He's all irritable and angry. I want a contract that reflects my value to the team. And then I said, well, sure, okay, I'll give him a little bit more. 21,000 for this level seemed a little bit low. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if he went up to 30 or something like that, that'd be okay for this guy. Sure, I'm happy to work with you and I'll promise you a new contract. I promised him a new contract, and he wanted like 50,000 pounds a week. Like, dude, we're not giving you that. In the meantime, before that negotiation happened, 2 other guys, maybe Podence, this guy here, went to the other guys and said, hey, look, this manager's a sucker. You can just ask him for a new contract. He's going to give you one. This guy, Lewis Gibson, said he wanted a new contract. Then the next day, this guy, Tyrell Malacia, came up and said he wanted a new contract too. So they go, well, I can't say yes to one guy and no to the others. So I just figured, okay, how bad can this be? So I just said yes to all 3 of them. Unfortunately, this guy wanted a ton of money, and he started complaining to all his teammates. If you look at his happiness and stuff like that, it usually shows up here, but now it's not. He's complaining to everybody. So the team called a meeting and said, you should give him a contract. I'm not giving him 50,000. Now he won't talk to me anyway. If I go offer a new contract, he's not prepared to talk to me. right? So he's pissed off and I can't fix it now. So we're kind of stuck. And then the same thing kind of happened with these other two guys. With Gibson, he's really ticked off at me now too. And he's ticked off because the other guy's doing it. And then Tyrell Malacia, he's upset too. So I've kind of ticked everyone off. And to make things even worse, this guy, Yusuf Demir, who's our second best player behind the striker we just sold, he wants out as well. He feels like he should be playing for a bigger club. And I can't even promise him Champions League. He's like, nah, I'm out of here. So he's worth $46 million. I have to sell him or he's going to be angry. Now, Southampton, nobody's making an offer because he's worth so much money, but Southampton is starting to sniff around. So I think we're going to lose him. And the end result of all of this probably will be that we end up with probably about 70 or 80 million in the transfer budget and a squad of players who absolutely hate me. And we'll have no striker and no attacking midfielder, and we have zero depth. So, with that in mind, it's time for you, after this episode, we're going to do it like we did last year because it's kind of fun, is to guess the point total competition. How are we going to do this year? And it's 8th of August right now, and the transfer window closes the 1st of September. I'm not having that much luck finding new players. So, what you see right now will hopefully be a little bit different in a few weeks. I will say that we've had some luck if we look at our transfer history. We'll say that we've had some luck. I'm not really convinced. I'm not really good at this level of the game yet. We got this guy here, Nathaniel Mubuku, who picked him up for $10 million. Already he's worth $20 million. And he looks like he could be a legitimate replacement for the guy who wants to leave, the midfielder, Demir. What's his name? I'm forgetting everybody's names already here. Yusuf Demir. So I think he's going to be okay. We have no goal. Our goalkeepers are terrible. This guy's not really good. Their goalkeepers are terrible. So I signed this guy, Sandali Kondi. But his first touch of 5 and composure and concentrations of 9 make me a little bit nervous at this level. He is 3-star rated. He's going to come off the bench today to play. But other than that, we don't really have any good goalkeepers. So I'm trying to get in, kind of scrambling here. If we look at transfers, what do we got here? Coming in, youth, future transfers. Here we go. Whoops, they're not there. All transfers. Come on. Let's try it. Oh, here we go. So I've got an offer out for this guy, Bingoru Kamara, who 3.5 stars. And it looks like, I think I've got a £10 million offer out for him. Looks like he could be a good replacement at goalkeeper. I do have an offer out for this guy, Luka Plogman. He's signed. He looks like he's maybe a backup kind of level goalkeeper, but might work out. Then for strikers, got this guy, Nikola Iliev, who I'm waiting to hear from him. 21 years old, 2.5-star current ability with 3.5 at least potential, maybe even more. Looks like he could be someone we could sit out there and kind of put up at striker, and maybe he'd play into a good striker over the course of the season. Not really sure. He comes from Young Boys, incidentally, if we were able to get him. Now, it's not certain we're going to get him. And we still have, if those two go through, we'll still have about 15 million more to try to buy some more players because we don't have any depth. We need more wingers. We need more midfielders. And all our scouts keep finding me are outside backs, which I'm not really quite sure what's going on with that. Do have one more offer out to this guy, Darian Male, so I'm not all that excited about. 3.5 star. I mean, looks like he'd be okay, but I think we might end up canceling that one. It's a 7, maybe that's a $10 million offer, which, yeah, it's a little. I think I'm overpaying there, so I don't think we're going to let that one go through. But anyway, take a look and see how the team plays. And at the end of this, drop down in the comments again how many points you think we're going to get this season. Last season, again, if we look at the club, they finished. They have 38 matches. We have no European football. They finished 60 points on 38 matches in 7th place. And we just lost our best striker at the beginning of the season. And we might lose our second best player, that attacking midfielder, who I'm going to play at striker today. So, and we finished 35 points behind Paris Saint-Germain. So, what do you think? I don't know. I feel like I can bring some more players in, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to spend a ton of money for them. So I might aim kind of low, bring in some younger players, thinking that I think we might be able to finish top half this season. And then with better players, make a push up into the higher part of the standings next year. But be curious to hear what people think, considering the fact that the team does hate me. We don't have a really good goalkeeper. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So we've got a team of people that hate me. We're losing our best players. We do have a boatload of money. We might have even more money. And it's time to play Paris Saint-Germain. So let's jump into the match match and get going. I'm going to show you kind of team selection here. Yusuf Demir, the guy who wants to leave right away, who wants nothing more to do with this club. I'm going to play him up at striker just because we don't have anybody else. Mubuku, the attacking midfielder that we signed, is going to play central attacking midfielder. I'm hopeful he's going to be okay. We have a really good winger out on the left who's not mad at me. Yeah, so that's something, and he likes big matches. He's looked really good in our preseason matches. Podence is the right winger who's really upset with me, not happy at all, although I do like how he plays. So we have pretty decent wingers. We do have, interestingly, at midfield, Marco Verratti. He's 32 years old, and look at his physicals. They're awful. He's balanced, and he's naturally fit, so he can do what he can do for a long time. But acceleration of 7, jumping reach of 6, pace of 9, stamina of 8, strength of 6. Physicals have just fallen off the board. We just signed him before I got here, apparently. But his mentals and technicals are good. So hopefully you can play him back there at a deep-lying playmaker role, and it'll be okay. But I think we're going to need another midfielder to replace him. He's not going to make it through a whole season. Pretty good defensive line. Our goalkeeper, this guy, Bajic, is not very good. 2.5 stars, 3 stars. Just, yeah, not good enough for this level. But we're going to bring in Conde at halftime. Or maybe 60 minutes. And the reason I want to do that is when I've had new goalkeepers and I've played them in a first match, they've always looked terrible. So here's our team. This is what we've got. We're going to jump into it. I'm going to talk to the lads and let's go play our first match. Usually I don't show inside the locker room, but I did want to say I did the old, I have faith in you, go out there and make a difference. And of the 11 starters, only 4 of them seemed motivated. The rest just kind of ignoring me right now. So we'll see you on the pitch. Alrighty, here we are, opening day. We are in our greens, going from left to right, I think. Paris Saint-Germain with Mbappe, a dominating force, is going the other way. And we have the first shot. By the way, we're going out, just what we used, this looked like the format that they use. Oh, here's our throw, Malacia. Yes, we are in greens, going left to right. Oh, blocked. Uh-oh, Paris Saint-Germain is breaking. Ball's going back and forth here. Slashed forward. Tete to Pedro to the dangerous Mbappe in the corner. God, this feels really threatening. If we would lose by less than 5, I'd be pretty happy. Ooh, hit the post. Get it out of here. Nice. No problems. No problems. Oh, free kick. Verratti loops it in. Oh. We've looked good on set pieces through our friendlies starting out the season here. Oh, highlight continues. Nakamura, a Japanese right back, has looked very good too. In the league rules with France means you can have 4 players that are listed kind of like outside the European Union. So our quota is all full here. They are starting to bring it to us now. Boy, Mbappe on the outside is going to be dangerous. He cuts in. Oof. Takes a tough angle shot, but fires it wide. It's about time to encourage our team here. 13, 14, 15. I think we're going to stay with balance, too. Let's shout, encourage. See if anybody listens to me. They were listening to me in the... Oh, yay! Like 8 of them. 9 of them have green happy faces now. So that's good. 21 minutes in. I would take a draw here. I mean, we're playing at home. Yes. What's the orange face? What's going on? Okay, they whack it out. I'm not convinced that Verratti's going to be able to hold up here for the season. Nakamura brings it forward, cuts down, chased down by Mbappe, passes it into our new acquisition, Mubuku. Nakamura to Mubuku. Nakamura in front. Yusuf Demir. Our striker is, I think he's 5 feet tall. I don't think he can head. I might have that wrong too. Let's offer up some more encouragement here. So far, though, I mean, expected goals is pretty even, right? 0.3 to 0.25. We're actually up by a slim margin there. Let's encourage the lads again. See if that sorts them out. Yep. Oh, okay. Again, we have 9 players with green happy faces. 35 minutes in. Things are just whistling along here. I feel like, I mean... this doesn't feel good. Thank you, crossbar. That's 2, right? Not that we're counting. 2 crossbars hit already for them, or posts or crossbars. Come on, pick it up. Nice block. Mbappe. Damn it. I mean, I think we're going to lose this match, right? They lost 1 game last year. We don't need to see the highlight. I mean, they lost 1 match. But XG's not bad. Oh, Verratti's not happy. anxious. I'm anxious too. Another corner. Batted away. No one chasing it down. Casemiro. Nice. Oh, almost gave it up there. Let's get a mistake here from PSG. Kimpembe, they're playing it back and forth here. Mbappe beats it down. They go back out to Mbappe. Boy, he's dangerous, huh? It's in. We might need a better left back. That's the guy who wants more money. Both our left backs want more money. Want more money for that? You stood still there and let him run. Not getting any more money. Should take less money. Well, the whole goalkeeper, we're going to bring our other goalkeeper in after halftime too. Because this guy Bajic is not good. Maybe if we had a regular goalkeeper. Mbappe, he's going to make it 3. Alrighty. Let's go to the dressing room. I'll talk to him and we'll be right back. Alright. Our goalkeeper, Conde, is in net now. We only have 3 subs in this league too. Boy, they're sliding away from us here, aren't they? On XG and everything. Served in front. Verratti serves it up. Boanga. The Malacia. What the heck is that? We look rather lost. Oh, this is their highlight. Mbappe doing his Mbappe thing. Nice. Blocked. Good. Forward. Demir out to Podence, who wants more money. Do something to show me you deserve it. Nice. He cuts through. That's pretty good until you try to bash it into the side of the net from 3 feet away. We'll take it, though. I mean, it's progress, I guess. Now, we don't have a lot of depth. I think I have one person I could bring in at midfield, one person kind of at wing, and Demir is 6.5 at striker. God, that's terrible. Mubuku not looking really good. Well, it is Paris Saint-Germain, though, right? We're expected to lose. 67 minutes in, 70 minutes in. Let's get some new bodies in here just to kind of freshen things up. I'll be right back. All right, so Verratti was on a 6.4. That's not very good. So we brought in Yusuf, our kind of our third midfielder. Mubuku, our acquisition, is at a 6.4. Gosh, we're not doing anything here. I'm going to change a couple of things, and I think we're going to go attacking just to make things more interesting. One sec. All right, so Podence, the guy who wants more money, just saying, is on a 6.3. It was terrible, so I brought in Chilufa. It's one of our wingers. The rest, we're just going to have to kind of suck it up here and hope we can hang on. Did shift to positive to see if we can do something over the last 5 minutes. Wow, our numbers are terrible. Malacia, the guy who wants more money, is on a 6.4. Looks like this is going to run its way out here, even going positive. We did get 9 shots. Well, there we go. Not happy with your performance out there. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds fine. And let's continue on. I mean, it is PSG. We'll send assistant for that, and we'll deal with things later. So there you are. There is our start. We sit in 20th place. None of the other teams played. This was an early game. And that's where we are. So let me know what you think. First of all, please drop in a comment. Let's play the game again this season. Guess the point total contest. And Ralph Albright, if you would like to name your player, to nickname your player, now that we're at Saint-Étienne, feel free to do so, although things might change between now and the next episode. So no pressure to do it so quickly. You could wait a little bit before you decide. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think about the move, what you think our point total will be, and then we'll be back. We should be able to make good progress now that we're kind of playing through things. So we'll be back for our next episode, probably Wednesday, Thursday-ish, I think, as we go forward. Probably come back somewhere towards maybe the middle of September. We'll get like 6 or 7 games in, pick up some more acquisitions, so we'll have something to talk about, and we'll be back in the middle of September. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great week.